Welcome to the Spirit-Born Imaginings Members Highlight Show. And this is where we aim to uplift, inspire, and transform. We're your hosts, Mary Jane McQueen and Jan Jeremias. And in this space, we celebrate the amazing members of our community. And through heartfelt conversations, we get to know the incredible souls behind our Spirit-Born Imaginings, their journeys, their passions, and the wisdom they bring. And today's guest truly, for us, embodies that spirit of service, growth, and purpose-driven creativity. Please, we ask you to help us welcome Mike Williams, who's a man whose life journey spans from elite military service to soulful musical creation and everything in between. With a heart-led philosophy to serve the team first and foremost, Mike brings grounded, authentic leadership to every space he enters. As a special operations veteran and for the past 25 years as an IT technology consultant, he's been a dedicated coach, product owner, and project manager. He's a true technologist at heart, implementing impactful IT solutions with the same clarity and commitment he brought to the field. He lives by a powerful truth that you never stop learning or growing. And he reminds us that the challenge is to embrace dynamic growth, to understand that the goal line will change, and to retool as necessary. But Mike's story doesn't stop with strategy and systems. He's also a musician, a creator of inspirational music that speaks directly to the heart. His creative voice reminds us that success isn't just about what we build, but how we serve, how we grow, and how we dare to express the light within. So let's take a deep breath, settle in, and let's join in this inspiring conversation with Mike. Welcome, Mike.
MJ, Jan, thank you so much for having me on. I really look forward to having a conversation with you. And I do want to ask permission to be able to share my screen, if that's okay.
Sure,
Sure.
you should be able
Okay.
to.
Okay. All right. So you should be able to see my screen here. And
Mhm.
I promise you, this is not going to be death by PowerPoint. Okay. Not at all.
I love that.
We forgot his sense of humor.
Yes, that's oh
Yeah.
yes, yes. Of course, that's important.
So I was thinking about how I wanted to be able to share with you and the team. And I knew joy was going to be part of it, but I was originally looking at names like Looking for Joy, Searching for Joy. And I needed something that was going to be more deliberate, more aggressive. And that's where I came up with this name, Hunting for Joy. Okay.
Mhm.
Love it.
So starting out, there's a story behind this. It's 1992. I'm stationed just outside of Heidelberg. And unfortunately, I was one of the few in my unit that became a postal clerk. I was voluntold that, yes, you are now a postal clerk. And boy, golly, it's great because when everybody else is having lunch, you're driving to the postal unit to pick up mail. And the very worst time to be a postal clerk is the dark time between November through December, because that's where all the care packages are coming in. So normally you might have maybe one or two bags of US mail. And it's very common that you'll have maybe up to five bags of post and boxes and everything else. Well, in Heidelberg, Germany, I was at the postal unit and I was just going back to my vehicle and I had five bags of mail. And there was a second lieutenant, so that's the lowest ranking officer, second lieutenant on a 10-speed bicycle, and he was pedaling towards me. And he just had that look where I knew it's like, if I don't drop all these bags, go to attention and give him a salute, I know he's going to stop and he's going to read me the right act. So, as a good soldier, dropped my bags, gave him a salute. Now he's riding his bicycle, right? He goes to give me a salute back. And the most awesome thing happened. The front tire of his bicycle got caught between a gap in the cobblestone road and he ejected over the handlebars. Now I'm maintaining military bearing. I'm tracking him the whole way. And as soon as he crashes and burns, I realize, he's not going to return my salute. I think I better leave.
Oh
And
my gosh.
I share it because these things you have to look at the small things that you can laugh over because some of them you sure can't. But this is just one of those pieces where um yeah, watching a butter bar getting ejected over the handlebars, that was a gift. All right. I still smile over that. But I'll rewind where I started out. I've been playing piano since I was 6 years old. Been playing percussion since I was seven. I am professionally trained, and I definitely embrace there's all different types of ways of creating music. And some people may look down upon some methods. If I'm creating music, that's my joy. That's a place where I can come back to.
Mhm.
And so this is something from the time I was a small child, I'd always been playing music. So when I went into the army, it was right before the first Gulf War. I chose to be a combat medic. I could have chose a lot of other jobs, but I wanted to not harm, but I wanted to be able to patch people up, take care of them. And that's the whole reason why I chose that specific field. And after serving 10 years, this is a picture of Bosnia. This is the real deal. There's 1 million plus landmines on the ground in Bosnia. I did 2 tours of duty there. My
Wow.
missions were to teach grade school kids about landmines. And we would go to the different schools. And we used to rotate this responsibility. The first question we would ask, has anybody ever seen a landmine? There's always some beautiful child that's missing an arm or missing a leg, raising their hand. And what stuck with me, because Bosnia overall was just completely blown up, completely tore up. And there was just ugliness from the scars of war. You could see it all around you. But when it snowed, it's the blanket of snow that forgave the landscape. What I came to find out is unfortunately landmines buried in the ground that have been there for a couple of years, freeze and thaw, freeze and thaw. It fatigues the metal springs. So an anti-tank mine is something I could arm. We could jump up and down on it all day. We're not going to set it off. Once you bury that in the ground, a couple of years later, 5-year-old kid will set it off. And what I didn't realize, the things that I carry back with me, is the ringing in my ears. And just in a convoy going down the road, the vibration of our Humvees was enough to set off snowpack landmines.
Wow.
So it made for a bad day.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And after 10 years of serving, I came back. And when I came home, it was weird because things that, you take for granted, getting in your car, driving to the store. Well, this is a convoy brief. And that was the weirdest thing. After 11 months in Bosnia, coming back and not having to give a convoy brief before I went to the grocery store. And my wife and I, we went to the grocery store together, and I needed to get some shaving cream because I had a couple of weeks off, so I was letting my facial hair grow out a little bit. And I go down the aisle where they have all the shaving cream. When I'm deployed, you have a total of one shaving cream brand. That's all you got. And I was bewildered looking at this whole wall of shaving cream. And I'd pick one up, I'd look at it, and then I'd put it back and pick another one up. look at it, and put it back. And one of the people that worked there, a very nice young lady, she stopped. She said, "Do you need help with anything?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just trying to get used to all these choices. I just got back at this point. I just got back from Haiti, working with Third Special Forces Group." And I said, "Yeah, I just got back from Haiti. I'm just, adjusting." And she smiles and says, "Oh, were you vacationing down there?"
Oh,
And that's where, I understood that there's always a disconnect between, military and civilian, but that's why I'm so grateful that I can share this with you, because where I'm coming from is the understanding that active duty military is right around 1% the overall US population. And when you add veterans into that, that's 4%. So this is where I invite you to step into my boots and to come with me on this journey. The duffel bag. Everybody who is served has at least one duffel bag that is in their garage, probably in the corner, still has a padlock on it, and you never unpacked it. And from the 10 years of service that I had some duffel bags that were filled with emotions. And I had an opportunity, and it was remarkable that it was a Vietnam veteran that I met just by luck. We were both taking IT classes together. It was right next to Miramar. We had a low flying jet that sounded just like a MiG coming in on us, and I've been strafed by MiGs. So at night, I was definitely on edge. And after it passed over us and there was no explosions, I decided that I was going to get some fresh air. And he came out and he talked with me. He said, "I don't know what you did, but I know you served." And I did 2 tours in Vietnam, is what he shared with me. He said, "You got demons." He said, "The most important thing is you got to make friends with those demons or they will kill you." So unpacking duffel bag, that's a big part of the music. And I use this not only to unpack the darker perspectives, but also ones that I can celebrate. So when you come home, the biggest challenge we face is, well, we're kind of used to things. I come home, I was going to take care of my family. I'm going to take care of my family, make sure they're protected. So that 2 or 3 in the morning, wake up and you do a perimeter check, that's real.
mhm.
And it's something that it's not that I thought the Iraqi army was going to come in through the front door, but I just needed to make sure that they were safe. When we just got done with 4th of July, and one of the things I really don't like, I don't like loud explosions in the dark. Um, from 2 tours of duty from Bosnia, that's a real challenge for me. And instead of sitting there feeling sorry for myself, I wrote a song about it. So give me a thumbs up if you can hear this, ladies. Here goes.
You stepped off the plane into freedom sky, but the thunder still echoes behind your eyes. Boots on gravel, hearts on fire, holding back tears through the welcome choir. The flags are waving, the crowd's all smiles, but your mind drifts back across the miles to the silence between each breath you took, to the pages war wrote in your sacred book. Stand down, warrior, the battle's through. The only mission glass to the ones who stayed. Hold tight to the ones who prayed. Kiss the one who waited so long. Let their love be where you belong. Stand down, warrior, your watch is through. Let your next fight be what's true in you. Let the fire in the sky be a reason to live. Not a wound, but a gift you now get to give. You're home, you're free, and love is near. It's time to stand tall. It's time to stand clear. It's time to heal you need it here.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
So, getting back, I remember it was several years back. It was just before 4th of July, and I was fueling up my car. And where this gas station was, there's a hotel pretty close to it. And somebody decided to light a large firecracker and throw it. And the sound it made sounded just like an AK-47 round. And so, based on my experience, I flattened myself on the ground. And I looked over at the island next to me. And here's this guy doing the exact same thing. So we're pasted to the ground, looking at each other. We just kind of nod. And he asked me, Marine? I'm like, no, Army. And we just kind of shake our heads, get up, dust ourselves off, and continue fueling. You see, the thing that I love so much about MJ, Jan, what you are doing is you are creating avenues of modalities for people that can heal, because none of us are perfect. In fact, there's a simple rule. If you're breathing, at some point in time, you've experienced trauma.
Mhm.
And so I'm not considering this military centric whatsoever. I volunteered. I chose to do this, and I am missing body parts, but arms and legs good to go. So when I did get back, the music was the key component. And another part of my healing journey was the Harmonetics Project. Now, it's a really fancy word. It comes down to a simple practice of breath and movement. And it specifically helps you align with your parasympathetic nervous system. So that's where, if you are getting upset or if you are getting anxious about something, this very simple technique that really comes down to blending three things. That's neuroscience, ancient medicine, and martial arts. So this is a project that I'm part of, and this is something that's helped me significantly. And like anything else, it's not one size fits all. It's whatever's best for that person, because everybody's going to find a modality perhaps is going to work better for them. So no bias on that. So continuing down this road, continuing down this journey, I started with what I consider to be one of my most challenging songs to share, because it needs to be shared. But the whole goal behind Hunting for Joy is very simple. It's all around us. We just have to look for it, because it's so easy to see what isn't perfect. So this song is one that I wrote in a Las Vegas big band style. And it is about the West Coast and summertime. So look forward to sharing here. Give me a thumbs up when you can hear it.
Self-care and self-love, a tender embrace to uplift the heart, to quicken the pace, inspire the soul to dance and to sing, transform each moment to blossoming spring. God, your own light, let your wild heart soar. Discover the beauty you've carried before. Here in this space, expression takes flight in the arms of the present. All shadows turn bright. Step on the path where self meets the stars, where wounds become wisdom, where love heals the scars. The spirit born imagining softly invite a life uplifted, inspired and light.
That's one that I wrote for both of you. I believe I've shared previously, but it's something that see through me. I see the good that you're doing, and I can observe that, and I can celebrate that. I can celebrate that through, a song that's like 2.5 minutes long. But that's a piece that I can give back. I did jump out of order here. Pacific State of Mind will be the next one, but I want to make sure, most importantly, that even though we do go through tough times, that we actively look for the joy that's all around us. It's a simple discipline, but it can be challenging. So, being that I am so blessed to be living in San Diego, California, a couple of miles away from the beach, ladies, that song, Awake Within, that's yours.
Right.
And this next one is the big band. And this is one where I was definitely channeling Frank Sinatra on this one. And the beautiful thing is with the technology and how we can put music together now, I sit down and I decide what hat I want to wear. Is it going to be a cowboy hat, a baseball hat, whatever, right? And that's just where we are at with technology at this point. So it's very rewarding to be able to share this. So this one, Pacific State of Mind. Take you to Las Vegas.
I've got the sun on my shoulder, a breeze in my hand, dancing with time on this velvet strand. Golden hour kisses, the tide just right. Oh, those warm, sweet days drift into cool, smooth night. The gulls sing a chorus, the waves keep the beat. Barefoot on boardwalks with rhythm in my feet. A whispering moon climbs the indigo sky, while stars wink low and lovers stroll by. It's a Pacific state of mind, babe, and I'm floating free with the salt in my soul and you next to me. From Malibu moonlight to Monterey wine, we're swinging through summer with nothing but time. Let the city lights flicker, let the traffic roll by. We're wrapped in a blanket neath a jazzman sky. No cares, no clocks, just the ocean's refrain, like a saxophone sigh in a soft champagne rain. The palm trees sway like they're keeping time, with a double bass groove and a brass line shine. You're the melody that plays in my life, sweet as the breeze and sharp as a knife. Yeah, it's a Pacific state of mind, honey, cool and refined, with your hand in mine and the coast and the blind. From sunrise to starlight, we're jazzed in a line, just swinging through heaven in a Pacific state of mind.
I want to do the
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
a few times I'm like, I could get up and dance to this or the one before, the one
Yes.
you played or whatever, as I was bopping here.
I love to be able to share songs like this because it's really just it is an active participation of just being able to see the beauty,
Mhm.
and I think that's imperative. I mean, that's what keeps you young. I know I'm saying this to people that are barely 21, so
I appreciate that.
In our minds, at least.
Anyway, yeah, in
Yeah.
our minds at least, exactly.
So what I wanted to do is just wrap up by saying if anybody would want to reach out to me, here's my contact information. And the THP, that's the Harmony X project. And then, Mike's kind of self-explanatory. And then I also give you a little bit more information about the Harmonetics project, spelled with a K, not a C. And it's something that the great thing is you can do it anywhere. And it definitely is something that can help you self-regulate without self-medication, because that's something that I find very common, where people they encounter challenges and then they choose their self-medication of choice, and I mean we all know that's going the wrong way. What we want to do is heal.
Yes.
hmm
Yes, not band-aid it, heal it.
Yep.
Yeah. So what I was going to do is just take us out on one more song. This one, it's a lighter genre, but pointing back to the very first thing I showed you, Hunting for Joy. Every single one of these last three songs, that is my deliberate intent.
Mhm.
So hopefully you like this one. You can hear that, right?
Uh-huh.
Wake up to the sunshine kissing my face, barefoot dreams in a saltwater place. Cool breeze humming like a sweet love tune, dancing with the tide neath the lazy lagoon. And you know the world feels light, but when the sea is just right, I hear the waves calling me to believe. Life rolls like the ocean, easy and wide. Some Sometimes you stumble, sometimes you glide. Let the breeze fill your sail, let your worries be gone like the tide. Just keep moving on. Driftwood thoughts on a blanket of sand. Time slips by like shells in your hand. Laughing with the clouds, singing with the breeze. Hearts find peace in moments like these, yeah. I used to race the wind, now I let it begin. This life was meant to ride, not to chase. 'Cause life rolls like the ocean, cool and free. Some waves crash hard, but they still set you free. Let the moon pull your soul, let your spirit stay strong like the tide. Just keep moving on. Help us grow. Sunset whispers you belong in this world, in this wave, in this song. Yeah, life rolls like the ocean, steady and true. And the sky paints dreams in a watercolor blue. Let the breeze guide your heart where it's meant all along, like the tide. Just keep moving on. Whoa, like the tide. Just keep moving on.
Ladies, I want to thank you both so much for letting me spend this time with you.
It's our absolute pleasure to have you, and thank you for inspiring us with your beautiful music.
Absolutely. What's amazing to me is like the different styles and,
Mhm.
as you play it. And yeah, just like the different types of music, different styles of music that you can work with is just remarkable to me. Oh, sorry, almost lost the computer there. That would have been real technical issues. Um, but yeah, no, it's remarkable to me, like the different styles and how you can kind of just work within each kind of style so beautifully, and how, depending on your mood or what you're going through, different styles kind of call to different things. And so it's a lot of fun because you can see where it, is such a reflection of life, depending on what you're going through.
It's something that I start with my music by writing. And Jan, MJ, I know that's something that you both do as well. So I'll start by writing. And then from there, I will look to make that into poetry. And then from there, that's where I always strive to find what is the right voice behind. And I'm speaking musical instruments when I say this. What is the right voice behind the words? And that's a place where I've sat down to start working on things. And then I look up and the sun's coming up and I've been up all night. And it's like time just stops.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a pure place of creativity, which um, it's a gift. It's a gift. I'm very grateful I have it.
And it brings a lot of joy too, not only to you, but to the others that you share it with. Because I know we've been in different spaces together, and I know always there's a sense of anticipation if we know that there's something coming up and you're about to share some music. So I can only vouch for that sensation that I've experienced as well. So
I
Yeah.
fully take to heart that if somebody doesn't like my music, you're not hurting my feelings. Okay. I hope I can hit the mark most of the time.
There's something, in our conversations that we've been having on Fridays. And so this week we're talking about, the sacredness of telling stories. And just, that's really what the songs are, they're stories. And so they're connecting on so many levels. Like I think they connect through sound and through our, memories as we listen to them. Like I was reminded of other songs that, I grew up with or whatever. And then like the one by Frank Sinatra or whatever. And, my parents playing Frank Sinatra or whatever in the background of my head as I was listening to that one. So there's this ability to cross time and also just like across backgrounds. Like that's the beautiful thing about music is it's so uniting.
yes,
So it's so, different people can relate to it you know, as we relate to each other. And I think that sort of erases some of the disconnection that people feel and
Mhm.
the opposition that people feel with other people right now, which we so desperately need.
I
Yes.
completely agree with you. People working together, not looking at the differences, because that's too easy to do that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's so true the way you said that. That's one of the things that when Jen and I spoke about collaborating, well, it's a couple of years back now, isn't that something?
I know.
Oh, it was just like coming from a shared space of that um wanting to bring things into people's lives that were, inspiring and uplifting and just really from coming from a common mission in some sense of kindness to self and radiating that outwards to other with empathy and compassion. Um, just those are I mean definitely in my belief and I think Jan's as well is like those are the things that are going to um, create the world that we would like to see. Even when sometimes it seems dark, we can always bring joy.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
It's
So, I think I have one question, Mike. So you said you started playing when you were really young, and I don't want to go into a space if you're just like not comfortable answering this, then just say I'd rather not talk about that. But did you always use music as an avenue of like processing things that were happening in your life? Like, did you always write music, or did you just play?
Oh no, I've been writing music since I was 7 years old.
Okay, so you've
That's
always been writing. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
yeah, and trust me, it's when you're 7 year old, you're not writing concertos. Okay, that's just not happening. But it was
Well,
just
Mozart did, but that's besides the point.
yeah,
Okay.
I am no Mozart. Okay, I got no problem admitting that.
But yeah, well, I love that. And you spoke to my heart because as soon as you said percussion, I was like, oh, hey. Because I
Well, you
also
know
took
how
I took piano and I was a percussionist from um my grade schooling from grade 8 through high school. So I played in the school band and I was a percussionist, even though people thought when they were trying to guess what instrument I played, they often guessed things like flute. I was
yeah,
like, no,
yeah, I was
no,
gonna say,
the
yeah, that's
noisy
where I
one.
would tag. Yeah.
I'm the noisy one.
I also played piano. So three
Uh-oh.
piano people.
There you go. No,
That's the interesting thing though with the piano. Piano really is a percussive instrument
it
if you look at
is.
the mechanisms behind it. And there's very good reason why I I studied piano and I studied percussion. And I'd earned my way up to playing with a San Diego Symphony.
Ooh.
Luckily, they're going through a budget crisis, and I was super cheap, and I was playing with monsters. These musicians were just amazing, and that was my. I mean, I auditioned, and I could read music. I mean, that's not a big deal, but I know that there is a lot better talent. But when I told the conductor, I'll be the cheapest musician you'll ever hire because I just want the experience, and held on for dear life, and it was a fantastic learning experience.
Wow.
That's amazing. It's amazing. But I think there's something, music, and you talk about beat, and I think about that whole rhythm, like our hearts beat, like, there's this feeling, there's this very healing quality of it all,
Mhm.
that kind of rhythmic, very, tribal kind of healing, ancient healing of, drumming circles and, where vibration in music was used for healing purposes, just like, herbs and everything else, and food was used. It was just such a part, an integrative, like an integral part of the healing process in ancient times.
You're so right. And the other part that I look at, especially within what I write, because I strive to make sure that I'm very wide based as far as different types of genres and styles. And I love doing that. I mean, that's for me, that's imagine that you're a 5-year-old kid and you got a brand new sandbox in the backyard and you're calling all your friends over to come play in the sandbox. That's the way I look at how I write, how I create music. And I'm like, oh, I can hardly wait to share this. And it is something that, yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it.
It's so beautiful that you get to use it. That I think that's, that, what, like you said, what a gift. The- When you can take something that you love and do it and heal people with it and heal yourself.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And that's just something where, if there's one thing I can leave the team with, my my final thoughts are there's no dishonor in asking for help, none whatsoever. And it's actually getting that help, be it yoga or Tai Chi or harmonetics or whatever it is, but to get you right, to heal.
Mm. So beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Wow.
See, you just never know where the conversation is going to lead because it's totally unexpected and beautiful and very much appreciated.
I was
Absolutely.
so glad to be able to spend the time with you. Thank you both.
Thank you, Mike. So Mary Jane, or you think we're should we wrap up?
I think so. I think we're good. I feel very happy. I feel like I'm smiling like continuously and I'm like, okay. I just realized it. It's like, oh, my cheeks hurt from smiling.
Yes, okay. So thank you for joining us for this powerful and heart-opening conversation on the Spirit Born Imaginings member highlight show. Mike Williams reminds us that success is not just a destination, it's a journey of service, adaptability, and soulful expression. We hope you're walking away today with a renewed sense of growth, a deeper appreciation for leadership with heart, and maybe even a nudge to follow the music within you. If this conversation moved you, please sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you can never miss a story that uplifts and inspires, and maybe some other conversations that are there, the ones that Mary Jane and I share on Friday. And remember to keep shining, keep growing, and keep transforming. Until next time, from all of us at Spirit Born Imaginings, thank you.